Hi, everyone. As Christy mentioned, my name is Dani DeBoice, and as the chair of the Mayor's Civic Engagement Committee, I am pleased to be here speaking about 3 things for Calgary as an example of ordinary, active citizenship. We know that giving time, talent, and treasure contributes to the soul of a city, and we are a city known for our high rate of volunteerism. But how do we ensure that Calgary continues to be a great place to make a living and a great place to make a life? We have a mayor that was actively engaged in developing the Imagine Calgary vision, and a mayor who, through his first mayoral campaign in 2010, found that Calgarians do care. They are engaged, and they want and are involved in finding ways to make Calgary even better. There is a wonderful sense of discovery in Calgary. Soul of the City is a great example of that willingness to explore and find new ways to stay connected as a community. Mayor Nenshi was worried about how to maintain that high level of engagement that we witnessed in 2010. And so he challenged a few of us to do something about that. He said, hold a volunteer fair, do it online and in person, and do it by December 2010. So we created a committee, and we talked for about 6 months about what civic engagement is, asking ourselves, how do you define it? How do you sustain it? And how do you promote it? So Mayor Nenshi wasn't exactly happy with us. Our mayor is all about action, not talk. But he was patient, and he let us come up with a plan. And even though he didn't like our plan initially, as he thought we had simultaneously made it too simple and yet too complicated, he has come around to believe in the elegance of its simplicity. The result was 3 things for Calgary. And 3 things for Calgary gave us an easy way to talk about civic engagement, which we define as people working to make a difference in the civic life of our communities, and developing the combination of knowledge, skills, values, and motivation to make that difference. It means promoting the quality of life in a community through both political and non-political processes. The 3 things concept is a way to challenge Calgarians to take steps themselves in at least 3 positive actions for the community. It's a means of encouragement and inspiration for one another. Think of 3 things you can do to make Calgary even better. Do them, and then share what you have done and encourage others to get involved. It is the sharing of the stories that is critical to the success of this grassroots movement, and it is the one element that is most challenging. Calgarians are very humble. But think about it. If every Calgarian did at least 3 things for Calgary this year, we would have 3.6 million acts of community building. Now that is revolutionary and transformative. Your 3 things for Calgary, they can be anything from shoveling your neighbor's driveway, bringing food to the homeless, or giving money to a local charity. It can even be as simple as saying good morning to the person next to you on the C train. Just like some of the grassroots grant recipients in the video that we saw earlier, they're all examples of community engagement. Some of my favorite examples of 3 things for Calgary include the new Toothbrushes initiative, Little Free Libraries, and bench diaries. So toothbrushes. Catherine Monks started collecting new toothbrushes to donate to Alberta's Children's Hospital so that parents who have to do an overnight stay can brush their teeth. Most parents don't think to pack a toothbrush when their child is sick. Little Free Libraries is my colleague Sherry McCauley's wonderful story and was one of her original 3 things. And it highlights the importance of sharing what we do. Sherry did not set out to create a movement. She found an idea out of the US that resonated with her, and she acted on it. She wanted to see what would happen on her patch of sidewalk in front of her house. She shared what she loves to call that sweet little idea, first with her neighbors, and encouraged them to help. And if this was all that she had done, we'd still be ahead because it brought together her neighbors. But then she shared her story on social media. It was picked up by mainstream media, and, surprise, This is how a movement started in Calgary. People heard about it, and all sorts of individuals and groups picked up on it and ran with it. And while there has been uptake countrywide, nowhere else has had the success that Calgary has. So it's important to encourage people to do small things. If the average Calgarian thought they had to start with a movement to effect change in our city, they might just give up. We're not asking Calgarians to collectively start 3 million movements, but we do want as many citizens as possible to start where they live, to do 3 small things, and then tell others what they're up to, encouraging them to do something. The Bench Diary is an initiative that takes the Little Free Library up a step further. The idea is to have a bench next to a Little Free Library that has a pen and an empty book so people can write down a thought. 3 Things for Calgary works because it is both simple and a challenge. It reminds us that we can easily take action in our community at a local level to improve our community and our lives in the process. But the challenge is in talking about it, in making it a habit and inspiring that habit in others. Some things that we have learned through 3 Things for Calgary: the power and value of grassroots citizen-led initiatives. It is about a conversation about possibilities and hope, and that we can change the story through engagement. It's not about telling people what to do, but inspiring them by sharing stories that they can do something. It is not about waiting for the capital C city or the government to solve things. It is about what we can do. People care. Change is already happening. The time is ripe, so to speak, and we are just building upon it. But we have to be fun and creative and inspiring. The Great Big Green 3, just over here, is all about fun and about starting conversations as it travels around Calgary. You have to be able to tell a story that resonates. The language has to be simple. It does help to have an inspirational leader to challenge you. Buttons are a great way of starting conversations. And you have to begin with empowering others. And the personal ask. We are getting to that fundamental building block of giving back. It is in action at the local level in our neighborhoods that philanthropy, volunteerism, and active citizenship converge. At the Mayor's Civic Engagement Committee, we are trying to harness that by reminding people that no matter who they are, they have the power in their own hearts and hands to take action. And every action makes a difference. I need to emphasize, it isn't just big things. It isn't necessarily creating a movement like Sherry did. It is our everyday actions. It is the small things that have a big impact. And it is within our power to make a difference. Thank you.